चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. So we will continue to read. So we are in page 94. It's regarding the topic of offenses to the holy name. So we'll continue with that in the Nectarian Ocean of the Holy Name by His Holiness Sachinandana Swami Maharaj. The habit to accept disciples without having instructed them about spiritual life and having instilled faith in them is a great offense on the part of the Guru. A Guru who behaves like that will fall down and lose all the good results of his spiritual life. Faithless persons should first, as mentioned above, gain faith through singing the holy names. After some time, they will approach a bona fide guru, receive initiation into the holy name, and thus easily attain prema, love of God, the highest goal of life. Although we have heard that this offense is mainly committed by a guru who gives initiation to an unqualified disciple, it can also be committed by someone who openly speaks about the confidential glories of the holy name to an unqualified audience. Which persons are unfit to be initiated into the holy name? The faithless person lives in the imagination that after having accepted the holy name, he no longer needs to fear mistakes and sins. He thinks that after initiation, everybody should offer their prostrated obeisances, dandavats unto him, and that he should be served by others. Such a person is unfit for spiritual life. How then can the faithless be liberated? As already mentioned, he has to develop faith through loud sankirtana before he can receive the holy name. This means that one should encourage such persons to chant the holy name, but without instructing them about the most advanced intimate secrets, as for example, that Krishna dances on the tongue of the chanter. Faithless persons cannot understand such topics. At least they will consider it as an exaggeration. It is a general principle for preachers to avoid statements which cannot be understood by their audience. For the same reason, one should not confront the beginner with a list of the offenses against the holy name. First, he should receive encouraging instructions. By chanting the holy name, he will slowly be purified and acquire a higher taste, which enables him to gradually desist from material activities and take the offenses more seriously. When Srila Prabhupada propagated Krishna consciousness among the hippies in New York, he first encouraged them to chant the holy name. Only later he told them not to take drugs. Thus, one should simply encourage the faithless beginner to access the spiritual path. Later, when he is established in spiritual life and seeks further progress, one can help him to become safe on his path. When he has developed faith in the chanting of the holy name, he will approach a bona fide guru, accept the holy name from him, and finally attain prema. Even thieves, prostitutes, and scoundrels can give up their sinful mentality and thus gain faith. As soon as their faith is strong, they can be instructed about the holy name in detail. In this way, the holy name can be spread everywhere. It is interesting to see that Lord Chaitanya first invoked initial faith in Jagai and Madai before he gave them the holy name. He should not stop encouraging people to chant. We should not stop encouraging people to chant Hare Krishna, but first of all, we should invoke so much faith in them so that they actually begin to chant with understanding. Then, by chanting, their faith increases and their spiritual life can improve. The difference between the chanting of an initiated and an uninitiated devotee. The spiritual master establishes a genuine relationship between the jiva and the Krishna. Therefore, it is essential in spiritual life to approach a bona fide guru and receive initiation from him. This is advised by Krishna. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render services unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Bhagavad Gita 4.34. At the time of initiation, karma and material contamination leave the sincere disciple, and he receives a strong feeling of liberation from his or her past. On this level, it is much easier for him to render devotional service. Thus, often one should be very thankfully remember the spiritual master who has enabled us to chant with greater strength. But even chanting in the uninitiated stage has its effect. It qualifies one for initiation. Chanting before initiation leads to initiation, and then the spiritual life really starts. Okay, then these are all the different questions. Name the different kinds of sin, enumerate the different stages of sin. What is the danger for those who are on the intermediate stage between the two kinds of sin? How can one be freed from the great offense of having committed an intentional sin? What does it mean to give the holy name? Since Lord Chaitanya instructed us to propagate the holy name everywhere, why does the Vaishnava Guru not initiate someone into the holy name who has no faith? So, all of these we have already covered. And looks like the next is the 10th offense to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. I think I'm just going to stop here. We can cover this offense tomorrow. But the ninth offense was where we were finishing up. That is really um, about sharing the holy name with somebody. That is an offense, that who doesn't have faith, right? That is the big offense, that we are instructing somebody who doesn't have any faith in the glories of the holy name. So this can be very tricky because when we are out and about preaching, so at that point we are thinking that everybody's innocent and we are giving the holy name to everybody. But when we are doing that, we just have to be a little careful because, like it's mentioned here, Maharaj is mentioning that we don't go into the very intimate pastimes of Lord Krishna, or we don't say about the all these offenses and the do's and the don'ts and all of that, so many things, because what will happen is it can overwhelm somebody that is coming in new into this, into the chanting or into the any of this into the faith of the Hare Krishna movement. So in the beginning, it is very important to just give them just a little bit of information, or even that Hare Krishna chanting can really gives happiness. And it's really like focusing of the mind. So even if we just said about meditation and just about the benefits of meditation, how important it is that we are able to focus our mind, and it gives you really benefit from, so many other things, that attention, distraction, and all of that. And it is good for your physical and mental and emotional and all of that. So it is just very easy to just go like that in the beginning, because what happens is with that, they get attracted to chanting. And like it is explained that even Srila Prabhupada, in the beginning, when he came, he started with the holy name. He didn't even tell any of those devotees that, just leave this. You have to do the strict four regulative principles and this and that and everything. He didn't say any of it. He just started with the holy name, because holy name is everything. It has the power to really have that all those contaminations being removed and cleanse our heart. So the holy name itself will do the cleansing process. So that's really how the process works. And then slowly, 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 when they are chanting enough, what would happen is they will develop the attraction towards Krishna, and the process just begins, right? The faith will develop slowly, slowly. Along with that, the faith develops, cleansing process happens, and then finally get to a stage where we are ready for initiation, take shelter of a bona fide guru, and then our spiritual life really begins. So in the beginning, as I said, that as Maharaj is explaining, that we just start with the holy name. Don't go too deep into anything with the preaching, but just start with just chanting of the holy names, and then the faith will slowly develop. So that's kind of a summary of what we read in the how we have to be careful with instructing, not instructing the glories of everything to somebody who's completely faithless. We have to be careful, because that